Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. And how are you guys doing? I'm doing fantastic. We have taken a break. We took a break for a little month and a half to rejuvenate, let life deal with all of the stuff that life has to deal with. Being fat from Thanksgiving, stuffing ourselves for Halloween and all that other stuff. We had a great time. We got a lot to catch up on. Tonight, we're going to talk about Callisto Protocol. We're going to talk about Cocaine Bear. We're going to talk about a little bit of a discussion about donating to servers and whatnot. And we're going to be talking about Dragonfly. All that and more right here on the Geek Public Radio.
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
Jim Jams, welcome to the chat.
What is happening?
What is going on? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Geek Public Radio on geekpublicradio.com, the only show where you get to see two old farts discuss the absolute business.
Well, it's not the only place that old.
Well,
like,
no, it's the only place.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I am a Gen Xer. Like, we're all over just talking about.
No, this is the only place.
Yeah.
It's the only place that you should go.
Yeah.
Check out.
Now that makes more sense.
There we go.
Being
right,
the only place.
But listen, let's be realistic here. This is the only most accurate representation of the old people perspective on young people games. Although with some of the discussions that we'll have later, we will showcase exactly why that may or may not be true. But yes, I am still alive, Jim Jams. I am glad to see you in the chat, as I am glad that each and every single one of you have joined us as well. Thank you so very much. That beard, thank you. Thank you. It's been a month and a half since you guys have last seen it, so it's gotten a little bit longer, a little bit more fun for me. But yeah, man, we've got an exciting show. Topher, obviously, we had the holidays. We blew right past Halloween. We didn't talk about Halloween at all for a show that dedicates itself to geek culture and horror specifically, because it's what we do for a living sometimes. Well, for fun, I guess. It's our hobby.
Well, I mean, that's literally my only source.
Right. And then we blew past Thanksgiving. You and I had a discussion a couple of times. You got really sick. Yeah. And then I got sick, and then it was like, well, Thanksgiving's coming up. Let's just call it, and then it was like, well, how about you do like the first week of December? Just call it a day. But happy Christmas season to everybody. Hope your guys' holidays are amazing. Like you said, we're going to talk about Callisto Protocol today. Game I am super excited for. I'm a huge Dead Space fan, so just being able to see any game that emulates that type of feeling, I'm very, very excited about. But before we get too terribly far into everything, I just want to let you guys know that the best thing you can do to help our show out, the best thing that you can do to help us grow, is to click the like button. Make sure that you're a subscriber to the channel. If you're not already done so, share it with your friends, man. Let them know that this is a great place to come. You guys can hang out in the chat room like our friend Jams over there. You can have discussions with us. If you make cool comments or ask a good question, we will absolutely feature it on the show. We'll even talk about it, right? So that is how you help us defeat the evil YouTube algorithm, and that is the only way that we have been as successful as we have. So thank you guys very, very much for that. I do appreciate
and those on Twitch, just share us out.
Yeah,
you know how discoverability is on Twitch.
Yeah, like Twitch is awesome, man. Our Twitch communities have been phenomenal for us, man. We really do appreciate you guys over there on Twitch too. We try to discuss the news in the most polite way possible, but every once in a while you will see Topher and I get heated over a particular subject. We will have discussions that probably range outside of the normal. But that's just the perspective of two old guys that probably just aren't with the same culture that you guys might be. But we do appreciate everybody that stops by, and every bit of the engagement that we get from you helps us out tremendously, man. And of course, go to geekpublicradio.com. You can check out some of our old content, check out our news articles, our reviews, just different things that we've discussed and from our accumulated knowledge over the years. And it, like I said, just having the perspective that we do, I feel like we can bring a lot to the table and maybe expand upon the way you guys might see or think about certain things, especially the younger audience who isn't used to the way video games used to be, the way the industry used to operate, and the way it operates now. So that's all you guys have come up to know, whereas we have seen it from the very beginning into its from its infancy and now into its full-blown adulthood, where it's just running rampant, high on every type of imaginable illicit substance and rampaging through a campground, just breaking things. But anyways, Also, hopefully you guys take security extremely seriously, because if you don't, you're making foolish decisions. And the best way to ensure that your internet provider, your workplace, or even just your neighbor don't have access to your very sensitive personal information, like your bank account numbers, all that stuff, is to get yourself a fancy dancy VPN. And of course, the best place to do that, really the only place to do that, is ExpressVPN. You guys should absolutely check this place out, man. ExpressVPN is one of the largest, if not the best, VPN service that's in operation today. What they have done is they have compiled a bank and host service that would take people like 1 billion years to hack through, right? So once you once you download it, you pay for it, you click a little button, boom, you're instantly protected, right? That means that you can actually change your country code of origin, watch movies from across the world, as being shown on the screen right now, man. And on top of that, the servers that they use actually don't have any kind of speed limitations on them. So if you are a gig subscriber like I am, you get like gigabit speeds from Xfinity, for instance, you're not going to notice any slowdown. It's going to continue to operate at the same high pace that it always has. And you're not going to have any problems when you download the things that you want to download. Should you be downloading some of the things you are? No, probably not, you perv. But, here we are. So just be really careful what you do. And the easiest way to do that is, of course, go to ExpressVPN. And you can use our code expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio to get 3 extra months for free. So not only do you get a great protection and a great service through ExpressVPN, but you can save a little bit of money while you do it. We take our security very seriously here at Geek Public Radio. You should too. expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio for 3 free months. Special thanks to them for sponsoring the show. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. Okay. First thing that I want to kind of get off my chest a little bit is I was in a movie, and it was really super fun, and I got to go and go to a premiere with me in it, and it was super cool, and I very much loved it. And thank you all for showing up and supporting me. I appreciate you very much. That humble brag. I have no qualms. Humble brag. Deal with it. Hi, buddy.
What's happening?
I'm out of breath, man. I haven't had to do that in a while. I was stumbling and fumbling and bumbling. God, I looked like a freaking football player in the snow. Just couldn't hold on to anything on that.
What was the name of
the name of the what?
The announcer that was the stumbling and the bumbling.
Oh, so that was Al Michaels and John Madden. But it was Al Michaels that I think was like the stumbling bumbling. I'm pretty sure that was Al Michaels.
Yeah, because he was the.
It might not have been Al Michaels. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he was
yard.
On. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Like, stumbling and a bumbling.
No, Rick. Oh man, now I gotta Google stuff.
Guy.
You're the football guy, because I pay attention to announcers. Like I know Madden, Michaels, Collinsworth. As soon as I think about it, it's going to be like, oh yeah, duh. But he was a big college guy. He was a huge college announcer. So that's I don't watch a lot of college football.
You got the Dick Vitale. It's on fire, baby.
I mean, and of course you can't forget Slick Leonard for the Pacers basketball games, who I drew a heavy inspiration from when we were doing the Alexandria Tigers games.
Oh yeah.
Like I love Slick Leonard, right? Boom, baby! Like I couldn't turn out the lights, the parties. I loved listening to him. He was amazing.
All right, so what is this thing? Everybody's sending me messages and sending me this trailer.
For what?
Cocaine Bear. What is Cocaine Bear?
Let's talk about Cocaine Bear. Okay. I'm very excited to talk about Cocaine Bear because I've heard this story countless times. I've heard about
okay, so I heard about like it was a pig or something that drank all the beer and like went through.
Oh yeah, so it is taken on
Australia.
It's taken over so many. It's taken on so many iterations, and it's become such an urban legend. But it is based on a factual event that happened in 1985 in Georgia. So
we'll give it Georgia.
I mean, it's not Florida though.
No. I mean, you would think with Georgia though, it'd be like the bear got into the moonshine.
Oh yeah, 100%, right? Or I feel like that'd be like Kentucky or Tennessee ish, maybe even West Virginia. But no, based on a 100% true story. I'm sure there's some embellishment as we will discuss. But they finally decided to make a movie over here. We are almost 40 years later, and they decided that now is the good time to make the movie about this particular bear. So what happened was essentially a flight from Cuba was traveling over the southern portion of the United States and either ran into turbulence, had to ditch its cargo or whatever it was, but it ended up
DEA was behind it.
Something, right. So it just dumped an absolute asinine amount of cocaine in a forest in Georgia. Okay. Now, I don't know if you know anything about bears. A lot of people probably don't. Bears will eat whatever the you put in front of them. They do not care. They'll eat metal. They'll eat people. They'll eat bone. They'll have a diet.
And their
diet is basically, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Well, due to the addictive quality of cocaine, it took a big chomping bite out of like a kilo. And I don't have the exact figure. I could probably pull it up on my phone if I really, really wanted to. But essentially, it boiled down to like it ended up eating like 25 or 30 kilos of cocaine. And then proceeded.
Didn't have a heart attack.
It died. So, spoiler. What Jam's got on this? Okay, what'd she say?
Jim Jams.
Yes, Jams. It does. It looks. I cannot wait to see this movie. Like, it's gonna be so effing ridiculous, and I hope they embellish the absolute crap and just make it so much like he picks up a gun. Like, just make it worse than it actually was. But essentially, it goes on this drug-fueled rampage. The first stop that it made was somebody's camp, and it just shredded everything. It didn't eat anything. It didn't eat their food. It just ripped the whole camp apart, started breaking things. Like, it just went nuts. Stumbles into a little town in Georgia. It kicks down doors. It starts tearing up people's houses. And the entire time, like, it's covered in like this white powder across its face. And I mean, it's the Scarface of bears, right? So it just goes banana sandwich. And at this point now it's starting to get hungry, right? Because it feeds your food drive. So at this point now it's just starting to stuff like full on frozen meat into its face, and it's just constantly eating, snacking on stuff. I think it ended up killing somebody, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure in the movie they're going to have it that it murdered somebody.
It murdered all these people.
But eventually it was like 16 hours or something like that this bear was just on a complete rampage. They shot it. They had hit it with tranks. Nothing would bring this bear down.
Well, no, he had 20 kilos of cocaine.
Just rampaging, bro.
Like, I'm surprised his heart didn't just go.
But no, it just goes on this drug-fueled rampage through the small town, terrorizes everybody, small children, women, children, dogs, cats living together, mass hysteria. Like, it was insane. What does it say?
Oh my God, add 107, right as you say. Essentially what happened is
right.
Apparently the Twitch is running ads.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I appreciate you watching. I think James has sent us a message and said she prefers it on Twitch. It makes it easier for her to watch because her YouTube acts really funny. Which I've heard that too from several people. Like, they prefer the Twitch broadcast, even with the ads, because it just makes it funny. But yeah, so this drug-addled rampage and just goes completely banana shit sandwich and just stomps through this town, breaking things, hurting people, doesn't go down, and eventually it just keels over and dies. It's like just stopped. It just kind of like did the whole. I can only imagine like just the whole.
No, just watching them
and then just falling straight over.
She's asked if clicking on the ads to generate revenue for us. And I was like, no, just watching them.
Just watching it. Yeah, you don't have to click on anything. Yeah, we're not technically we're not affiliated. No, we're affiliates, but I don't think we're partners, right? Right. Okay.
No,
we haven't pulled that trigger yet.
Our own personal ads. If you want to help participate, then like.
Oh yeah, like if you want to help us, if you want to help our channel at all, like the Express VPN, we get paid through that. We get paid through obviously through Humble Bundle. If you generate any, if you want to pick up stuff, we'll talk about all those ads later, as well, because we have spots for those.
Yeah.
And then of course with the T-shirt shop, the T-shirt mix, where we have our own merch that we've created for you guys. So that honestly helps us out tremendously too, because that's almost strictly profit for us, because that's ours. Like, we don't have to pay anybody.
Let's go back to this. Drug-addled cocaine bear ripping through places and killing one person.
I didn't get to the best part yet. The best part about this bear, they named him Pablo Escobar. Because of freaking course they had to name him Pablo Escobar. It's amazing. I'm pretty sure they actually in Georgia, I believe, in a museum, I'm pretty sure that this bear has been went to a taxidermist, taxidermist. Yeah, taxidermist. And then got they stuffed him and they put him on display. So like you'll never forget. Don't leave your cocaine laying around. drugs and bears and bears. Oh my.
Drugs and bears and bears and drugs.
Drugs and bears and food. Oh my. But yeah,
I should probably like pull open the actual Twitch side of things so we can
so we can actually see what's going on over there.
Track.
Probably. But so this is a problem too, because it goes further than just the bear, right? Number one, there are countless examples in Florida, because and by the way, I'm like 100% convinced at this point that Florida is not actually a real place. Like when we said we went to Florida, like we never actually went to Florida. Like we just drove through this little gate and then it ceased to exist in reality. And then we had like a super out of body experience and then left through that same gate. And they were like, oh, we went to Florida. Not a real place. 100% computer simulation. 100%. But there are hundreds and hundreds of examples in like the news rags in Florida. People are dumping their cocaine and it's getting into the sewers and it's getting into the swamps.
Trying to get more animals high.
Apparently, there have been several examples of alligators. Yeah, alligators or crocodile, whichever one's native. I think it's alligators.
Alligators. Crocodiles are more
terrestrial, right?
Australia. And
they're more terrestrial, so they're more land based. That's right. Okay, so the alligators in the swamps are getting completely bent out of shape on cocaine because their water source is essentially just laced with cocaine always. So you have these souped up, already nature's perfect killing machine. They're souped up on freaking cocaine, and then they're just like coming onto land and like destroying stuff because they're high. But yeah, there's countless. There's at least a dozen examples of it. If you go check out the news records, it's nuts. For what?
For this talk, like.
We should talk about like the side effects of that particular drug because they are vast and they are insane. But yeah, Cocaine Bear, they're making it into a movie, and I cannot wait because it looks so ridiculous. And art often imitates life, and quite frankly, the best stories in Hollywood often happen to reflect true events. And I cannot wait to see this movie. I think it's going to be absolutely ridiculous and stupid and completely over the top. But I don't know how much more over the top than you could get than Bear eats 20 kilos of cocaine and goes on a drug-fueled rampage through a small town. Like that's a real story that happened. So yeah, 40 years later, they're making a movie about it. And I'm very excited. I can't wait because it'd be so dumb. What are you doing? I love cocaine.
I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown. I do cocaine.
Freaking absolutely love Metalocalypse. It's a great show. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's basically it, man. That's essentially the story.
Like, wow, you guys are old.
Metalocalypse is a good show. I don't care about. I saw Death Clock in concert, so you can shut your mouth.
The whole time, like in my head, that's why I was like, I needed to prepare for this. Like, I wanted to have like something I could dump to. Like, I do cocaine.
But yeah, Cocaine Bear, guys, got to check it out. I'm definitely will be writing a review about that movie. Like 1000% that will be coming from me because it's gonna be ridiculous and it's right up my alley of like hangover style movies. It's going to be amazing. Another movie I actually really quick want to kind of touch base on is Violent Night with the David Harbour from Stranger Things. There's where he plays Santa Claus and he's thwarting like a robbery, and it looks
I know, like
hilarious.
I'm here on like all you see is like my head going
the dip down. But yeah, Violent Night looks like another really funny one, like a take on a Christmas movie, where Santa Claus plays this badass murder hobo.
Well, I mean, you had what was the one from last year with Mel Gibson?
Oh, no idea.
where he played Santa Claus.
Uh,
And like some kid didn't get what he wanted, so he put a hit out on Santa Claus, and the Santa Claus went Rambo.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, now I feel really silly that I haven't seen this movie. Like, if hey, guys from the chat, if you know what movie we're talking about, drop it in chat for us. We got a new chat joining us. What?
Said somebody was like, I got dragged kicking and screaming into this. Thanks, Jams.
What is going on, Entropy? How you doing, buddy? You missed our entire conversation about Cocaine Bear, brother. Like,
I'm on cocaine.
I'm on cocaine. I can't wait. Like, it's gonna be stupid. And like I said, I'm gonna go see Violent Night too. There's a couple movies that for once I actually want to go to the theater and watch. Cocaine Bear is one of them. And then Violent Night. I'm probably gonna go see that too.
Fat Man.
Oh, Fat Man. Okay.
Yeah,
I know which one you're
that was
talking
2020.
about. All right, chat's rotating here. What we got? And then we'll jump into Jams. Did I? Yeah, no, you missed it. Yeah, 100%. Yep, you missed it. Believe me, you're gonna have to go back and rewatch now.
So now I have a whole like setup of stuff that I have to watch for holidays. It's like it's Fat Man, because I didn't watch it last time. I just like
saw the preview.
I saw that and I was like, okay, that's interesting.
I'm in for it. We need to have a movie-thon.
So what was this one was because we got He Knows, which is on Tubi now.
Yes.
And we actually know the guys who did that one.
Yep.
And
then we got the satanic soccer mom from Ohio.
Yeah, well, one of the guys that did He Knows is actually the cinematographer for the movie we're doing.
Oh. Okay, well, I guess we have to watch it now.
And
hell, you can't forget like classic favorites like Holy Shit, Man. Like, you have to watch that. But yeah, so we got a whole
Violent Night looks really good.
It does. It looks super fun. It looks. I like David Harbour as an actor anyway. I thought he's great in Stranger Things, and I thought he was good in the Black Widow movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did a really good job as Red. Whatever, the Russian superhero dude, and I can't remember his name.
Can't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, either. Red Sickle or something like that, or Red, yeah, something. Anyway, or Captain Red, something, I don't remember. Anyways, but he did a really good job in that particular role, and then obviously Violent. The Crimson Dynamo, like it was something silly, right? The Crimson Sickle. But he does. I think he's a great actor, and his natural body look lends itself to a Santa Claus role. So he does, like, he didn't even have to change anything, like the same grizzly gray beard, just the gruff appearance, and then you put a Santa suit on it, and I was like, sold. Sold. It's like when I auditioned for Black Book and you guys were like, oh, we're looking for a bum, if you know anybody that can play a good bum, and I literally just sent you a picture of me just waking up with my beard everywhere and my hair all strung out, and I was like, does this work? Yes it does. Perfect. I didn't even comb anything. I just woke up and I was like, there's my headshot. And then you guys made me do paperwork because you're jerks.
Dragonflight.
You want to jump into Dragonflight?
Yeah.
Off of the cocaine fueled rampage of a bear. We're going to talk about Dragonflight.
Yeah.
All right, screw it. Let's go.
So the okay, what is it? Check out the outfit. Mark Rylance is fantastic.
The outfit. All right, let's go on my list of I gotta check this out. Is that how you guys met? Oh, are you talking about from Black Book? Because no, that's not how we met. He and I met at a LARP.
Yeah,
like 90% sure it was a vampire LARP, because we're nerds and that's what nerds do. That's our social gatherings.
Well,
we can't just get together and have drinks. So we have to.
It was back in the day anyway.
As my ex used to call it, we have to play butt games. butt games.
Well, that does describe a vampire alert.
Just butt games. I could never be mad at her for that, because I was like, it's funny because it's true. But instead of grab ass, she'd say butt. You play your butt games. I was like, it's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, Dragonflight.
Yes. So it launched on the 28th.
First of all, it achieved liftoff.
Well, I mean, there was some issues apparently.
No, surely you jest. There's no way a Warcraft expansion launched without issues or with issues. That does not happen in the world of Blizzard. Never. What issues? Like, so I heard about them. I did not go into details about what they were. I heard that there were server issues.
Well, just about like queuing and missing the anticipation, like how many people trying to log in. So you queued, server shut down, trying to get things back online, and this is the regular stuff that I avoided by not playing the game for the first week.
Right, but basically just like now
let everybody go do the thing.
Yep.
Let all the servers get used to whatever. The populations will drop a little bit, and then I'll be able to get on and
do your thing.
Yeah,
and fly.
Well,
and train a dragon.
Yeah, it's basically how to train your dragon.
Yeah, I was about to say, can we just call it what it is? It's just how to train your dragon.
I mean, Pandaria was Kung Fu Panda.
Was Kung Fu Panda. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So.
And hey, listen, the best ideas are stolen.
And Shadowlands was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh my God, I never drew that reference till now. And I hate you for it. Now I have to play it. I have to go back and play it again. Even though I hate Activision, Blizzard, and everything. I hate them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have problems with almost every developer.
I'm so counterculture. I'm part of the culture now.
How millennial of you.
I mean, I am by definition a millennial, so
but no, so they had the normal ups and downs and whatever, but the dragon flying aspect of things is pretty cool.
Nice.
I got on earlier and made my Drakthir and did all of that stuff. So I have
so can you fly your dragon out of a zone? Yeah. Or do you have to stay within the zone and then go to the zone exit?
No, it's an open world concept. Like there is no actual zone transitions. You fly from one side of the map to the other.
Perfect.
You do run out of lift, so you have to land and then take off again and then whatever for self flight. But I have not got to work with the mechanic of the aerial combat that has.
That's what I would be the most interested in, because I'm gonna be really honest with you. Like, flying around is really cool, but that's novelty to me. What I want to do is make my dragon bite somebody on the PP. I don't feel like that's. I feel like that's totally fair. You're being a mouthy butt, and so now I get to bite you.
You hate Activision Blizzard more than Todd Howard?
Okay, so realistically speaking, Todd Howard has delivered to me more of my fondness for Fallout than has taken away from. Lately, Todd Howard has been a money-grubbing beehole, and because of that, I hate Todd Howard. But my early formative memories of the first-person shooter genre, other than like GoldenEye, things like that, were heavily rooted in Fallout. So,
I mean, Starfield.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to talk about now Todd Howard. We're going to talk about before Todd Howard. Like previous Todd Howard was great, and Morrowind, all of those. Morrowind, you had Oblivion, even Skyrim, that's been re-released for the 37th time, is still great. So, is it broken? Yeah. Is every game broken? Yeah. They're all broken, all of them. I've been watching the crap load of speed gaming things. Shout out speed gaming community. You guys are awesome. But I watch some of those games and I'm like, how did this get released? Because they're so easy to break. I thought Pokemon was a great game, but apparently it's one of the most broken games in existence. It's pretty crazy. On a Game Boy. It's insane. But no, I don't hate Todd Howard. Yeah. And I don't hate him more than I hate Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, ever since StarCraft 2 is really when I was like, I'm freaking done with Blizzard. No, that was my final call. Yeah.
I don't think I played StarCraft 2.
It was super fun. But the microtransactions and the multiplayer was just,
that's probably around Activision purchase time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was right. I think it was right after that is when Blizzard bought. Or was it the other way? Activision bought Blizzard.
Yeah.
Or they merged or whatever the actual standing of the company is. But yeah. So I was just kind of like, meh.
So did you hear that EU is like the deal is faltering in the EU?
I've heard this, and I heard that they are scrambling to figure out how they're gonna accommodate the EU.
when one of the people who said, I don't like this, yada, 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 I want to keep Call of Duty on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason he was pushing and lobbying to not have this go through.
Which is weird because it'll just die. Like, there's not going to be a compromise. It's just they're not going to release it. Like, that's
right.
just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're not going to. Yeah.
So it's just one of like, we're going to keep play Call of Duty on
and
my
this
PlayStation.
is my thing. From a business perspective, it makes zero sense for them to not release it on PlayStation.
While PlayStation is gobbling up other companies and not getting the same.
Meanwhile, Nintendo's just like, no, we're the greatest video game developer ever in the history of ever. We're just going to crank out.
And then flagging anything.
Yeah. Screw you, Nintendo. You bunch of jerks. So in case you guys missed our last episode about a month and a half ago now, sorry. But if you guys missed our last episode, we showcased a preview of the new Super Mario movie because I think that's going to be a fun movie. Like, it's going to be a cool redemptive arc.
Everybody who's watched it, it was like, everybody did a great job. Chris Pratt just acted like he couldn't care less. Like, everybody's like, oh, I'm good. And he's just like, oh, hi. Wow, what's going on?
Right. But because we showed the preview and we did not get the explicit written permission of Nintendo, they flagged. We got a copyright flag from Nintendo. It was pretty awesome. Very excited about that. So
it wasn't a strike.
No, not a strike. We got a flag. We didn't get a strike. Thank God. So we've gone.
Money gained.
14 years, 15. No, however long we've done this, 12
years.
12 years, and we've never
going on.
We've never gotten a strike. Flagged a few times. We've had videos pulled because
randomly.
Yeah, and yeah, that still bitter about that. F you, YouTube. Like, still bitter about that. No explanation. The wasn't one. It was racist, and the other one was bullying for the same video.
Yeah. And we were literally just talking about
talking to an Asian guy about a thing he made.
Yeah.
Like, there was no racist anything in this video. We were just like, okay, that's really weird. And we're like, hey, listen, we think you got this wrong. And they were like, yeah, you're right. And they put it back up. And then a week later, I don't even think it was a week. I think it was like 2 days later, they pulled it again. And this time it was like bullying. What? Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so we got a copyright flag from using a Nintendo product on our show and showing the preview while crediting them for the actual trailer.
Right, literally, there was a giant Nintendo logo that popped up,
like, very clearly, and like we're not profiting from the trailer at all. We're just discussing it because we're media. That's what we do.
Right. If we were to make money off of that video, half of it would go to them, even though they were
2 minutes of a 1 hour show. Yeah.
They would still got half the money for the entire thing.
I feel like we can't even say the word Nintendo anymore because they're just
oh
crap, damn it. Stupid Nintendo, damn it. But yeah, so Dragonflight, sorry, let's get back to what we were actually talking about. Back on to Dragonflight. So how does it play? Like, do you enjoy the mechanics of it?
It's the same. I mean, they're not going to like.
Did it actually add anything besides like the dragon? Like, is there a story involved with it?
Yeah,
like, there's extra. Okay, there we go. So extra missions. Like, have you played through any of those?
You're going back into this is awakening something that was before yada yada yada, before the Azeroth became Azeroth. You had the dragon aspect.
So it's like the prime story or whatever.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to where the dragons came from, and you have the fight between the primordial dragons and
that's what I was thinking. Primordial.
Like the Titans gave them the gift of aspects or whatever. So each dragon like became part of the aspects, and then you had the primordials who were like, no. And
how did that go?
No.
I'm just picturing this lumbering 20-story tall, 85-ton dragon. No. Like a Skeletor voice. Or is it Skeletor? Or who was it? Was that Skeletor? Yes. He-Man. Yeah, it was the
more you know. Until we meet again.
Yeah, that's definitely Skeletor.
No, but the Dragonflight thing is not the WoW app for the phone. It's the latest expansion.
Okay.
But no, so you have like the primordials, and you're fighting all of them, and whatnot. They have little people that
new
are
monster types, and now we can.
Yeah, so you're adding a new race, you're adding a new flight mechanic, new combat mechanic, and another set of bad guys.
All right, no, I'm
and another
freaking down for
whole
it.
another island in order to explore and whatnot. So
I like it. I see. I enjoy things like that with like a rich lore, a good history, something that you can actually like expand upon what you know, right? Because knowledge is power. And we all know that the easiest way to accumulate that is through the purchase of books, watching various forms of media. Sometimes even video games can be a little, more than edutainment, right? So
right.
I think one of the best places to get that is on Humble Bundle. I think Humble Bundle actually has like a great selection of movies and books and learn the code, kid, like all kinds of crazy things that you can pick up from that. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, Chris. I could probably sit here and talk about Humble Bundle till I'm blue in the face, but I feel like you've got one of the cutest little icons in the history of podcasting, and I feel like he does a better job of it. So, you know what? Without further ado, Cartoon Topher, take it away, man.
Now, a word from our sponsor.
Humble Bundle sells games, ebook software, and other digital content. Its mission is to support charity while providing awesome content to customers at great prices. They launched in 2010 with a single 2-week Humble Indie Bundle and have grown into a store full of games and bundles, a gaming membership service, a game publisher, and more. Join them and pay what you want for curated bundles of games, media, and software. All proceeds support charity and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Visit a link on the screen and in the description of the video to support the channel and help the cause.
I'm always short on that. Like, I turn around and I can't find the the button. Find the button.
Yeah,
Cartoon Topher is hot.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, I got up for like a half a heartbeat, and then I threw my headset across the room with my foot because that is what I apparently have signed up to do here. Anyways, yes, Cartoon Topher, excellent job explaining Humble Bundle as always. I love it. That makes it so good. It was a great segue, though. You have to admit that's a great segue.
The money for that later.
The money?
Yeah, Cartoon Topher is hot. That's why I was like, remind me to send you the money later.
Yeah, calm down, Jams. Just calm down. Simmer down now. But yeah, so you've been enjoying Dragonflight then, is what you're getting at. Right. Cool.
Actually, what I've been enjoying more has been I've been like literally stuck on Rust.
Yeah, you've been stuck on Rust for a little bit. Now, do you want to get into this discussion right this minute, or you want to talk about Callisto Protocol?
Let's talk about the Callisto Protocol, and
and then we'll jump into because I have a feeling we're gonna tear up the rest of the show.
So we're about 40 minutes in. So.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shiza. Okay, cool.
Shiza.
Okay, we get a okay, a lot of pressure. Anyways, so yeah, so releasing today, guys, December 2nd, 2022. More cartoon. Listen, we got one more commercial, so you make sure you stick around, James. Don't go anywhere because you'll see more of Cartoon Topher, I promise. But okay, so Callisto Protocol, obviously December 2nd, 2022, Callisto Protocol released. Okay, I have not had a chance to play this yet. My day has been quite the whirlwind of activity already, but I did not get a chance to pick up my copy. It is definitely one that I have put on my very short list of video games to own. Modern Warfare 2, I didn't buy. There's several other video games that I've just kind of bypassed, including Switch games that I think actually look really, really fun. But I saw Callisto Protocol, and I'm a huge Dead Space fan. Now, Callisto Protocol is not a sequel or prequel. It is spiritual. This is what they're calling it, a spiritual successor to the Dead Space franchise.
Which means it was inspired by the Dead Space.
Yes, super. And if you see the gameplay and you watch the trailer, it is not hard to figure out. The game looks gorgeous, and it looks terrifying. And I love Dead Space for that because it really does a great job in that particular series of setting atmosphere and mood with sound and creativity and being able to process certain puzzles. And that's kind of what it is too, is being able to figure out how to get past certain things with whatever items you might have in your possession. So, where I think Callisto Protocol is going to follow up in that same vein, they drew a lot of heavy inspiration, first of all, from Dead Space, as I said, but they also talked to people like Guillermo del Toro, and they've talked to Tom Savini, special effects artists. Like, all of their research went into crafting a horror game. Like, they went so far as to keep on hand a clinical psychologist who specializes in fear. So they picked her brain to figure out what types of encounters, what types of visuals and sounds cued fear the most in people. And that's what they put into this game. And I don't know about you guys, I'm huge into the horror genre. We happen to love horror movies. We love them so much that we make movies about them and write books about it. We like horror. I like horror.
We like the horror.
I have not been properly scared in a very long time. I think Silent Hill 4 was the last time I can remember being actually scared, but it wasn't while I was playing the game. It was actually bizarre. It happened when I wasn't playing it. When I was playing it, I was fine, but when I stopped playing the game is when I actually, no, seriously, I got like the heebie-jeebies. It was the weirdest thing. So psychologically speaking, I was like, that game did a great job of sticking with me. Yeah, but when I was playing it, I was like, I'm all about like, I got to get there. Like, I'm doing the thing. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to do the thing, right? So
do the damn thing.
I'm going to do the damn thing, right? Like, so when I'm playing it, I'm fine. But with Callisto Protocol, just like looking at some of the atmosphere and the visuals and the story of it, man, I'm so excited. No, for real. Like, Dutch would 100% love this game. But it takes all of those elements and it thrusts them together. And so Dead Space had a lot of like shooting, thrusts them together. So Dead Space had a lot of like shooting mechanics and things like that. And there's still obviously some melee elements. Well, the designers of this game, I went through and I watched like all their interviews and like their character. Like, I'm serious because I got that vested in it. They actually designed a game with like a functional dodge mechanic. So 50% of their gameplay, they wanted to revolve around melee with these giant necrophage looking mutated humanoid type enemies. And they want you to get up close and personal during it. And apparently they've got something
That's like the exact opposite of the way I play games.
Right. Like, they want you to be in that, like on top of it. Right. So it's
like me, I
nutso.
stand back long, far away with a scope and be like, no,
right.
Stay away.
And to make it even better, they're actually implementing a death scene mechanic because they wanted to make the deaths as unique and original as possible. There's like something like 25 different death animations that happen for the character, and each one is just grisly, raw, visceral, disgusting death, right?
What was the game?
And so they're going to release a patch very soon that has even more death animations in it. Like, that's all it's going to be, is just more death animation, because they're like, we want to reward you for dying. Like, find a creative way to die and you're going to get a creative death scene.
What was
I think that's funny
that when you died, you went and spawned in a whole nother space and you had to run through it to get back to your...
I don't know.
So it was like you died and you're in a whole nother part of the game and you finish it and you like go back to your body and resurrect.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a cool mechanic. I don't know what game that is. I'd like to know. The chat, if you guys know, hit us up. But yeah, so Callisto Protocol's got that going for it. Like I said, just the way that it was designed and the research that went into it gives me a lot of hope. Now, I'm probably hyping this game. I haven't even played it. I'm probably hyping this game. I've seen the gameplay, though. Like, I have watched probably roughly 35, 40 minutes of actual gameplay from a couple of different people. And it looks like it controls amazingly. But even with the implementation of this dodge mechanic that they have, right? So there's a rhythm to monster attacks and the way that they attack you. And
I
so
think I figured that one out. Like, what was the one we were playing? It was like attack, dodge, attack, dodge.
well, it actually kind of reminds me of the way that they did it. Was kind of reminds me of the original Friday the 13th on the NES.
Okay.
With you can launch a couple attacks and then Jason's going to hit you and you just have to kind of like bob and weave. Well, the dodge mechanic in this one is like, if you're holding a particular direction on the control stick or the D-pad and you move it at the right time, your character will literally slip out of the way of attack, and then they introduce like a counter system that allows
it's like Friday Night Fights meets.
Yeah.
So you're like,
yeah, you just kind of like bob and weave, and like you get a melee weapon, and it looks like it sticks with you for basically the entirety of the game. It's this weapon, and you can upgrade it. There are projectiles, there are like flammables, explosives, and things like that you can get to. So it's not just going to be melee, but like I said, a horror game that wants you to get and mix it up real close with a monster, so you can see all of the insane gory detail that they put into this. And by the way, it looks yeah. And then they swarm you too. Like that's that was one of the things that they put into it. So the AI in this game is something.
Zerg you?
Yeah, they basically call it relentless AI. So no matter how far away you get, it will continue to chase you. You have to kill it. Period.
Oh, that.
Period. Like there's no running from it. Like you can hide, you can move around, like it may not see you, but it will continue to pursue you until you blow off its legs. It will continue to crawl towards you. You blow off its arms, it will run at you and try to bite you. Like it does not stop moving. It will just continuously come at you because it wants to kill you. So it's relentless AI. And I was like, that's awesome, because it trains you. And that's why they reward you with the death sequences like they do, because they know you're going to die. You're going to die a lot, but you're eventually going to, as you progress and you start fighting these monsters. Remember the old school cinematic games that they used to play, like Another World. There was others that they kind of had this, even like what Dragon, what was the game? It was in the arcade. Had the dude in the red with he was the knight.
Oh, Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer. Even like the old Dragon Slayer games.
That was a pain in the.
It was ridiculous, but like if once you learned,
you gotta light up here. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay, here.
But that's the thing. Once you learned what the pattern was, you were fine. But you would die 500 times getting there.
My buddy has the arcade, the 1-Up machine that has that on there.
Oh, the one. Oh, I thought you meant like the actual cabinet. I was like, no.
And the top like lasting time on it is 45 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't give you it's like light up. You have to do it immediately, or else you died.
That's pretty awesome. I like that.
So it's just like click, no, whoa, oh, stop.
Yeah, but that game is fun, and that it perfected like the trial and error type genre. So that's kind of what it is. I need Yak to stream that game so she can see. She would too. That'd be perfect. I think we should all get on there and stream it together and do like a collab. I think that would be really funny and have all of us do it. But yeah, so Callisto Protocol, man, if you guys are into that type of game, atmospheric horror, survival, it looks great. And like I said, the story behind it too. So it's not an isolationist type game where it's just you.
Right.
Like there's an entire story behind it. There are other NPCs. There are other people on this planet. Looks fantastic, and honestly, I can't wait to play it. And I might burn several hours of my next several weeks playing this game. So yeah, it looks great. Can't wait to play it. That's Callisto Protocol in a nutshell. There you go. And then I'll have an actual review for that as well. So Cocaine Bear, and I'll have a review for Callisto Protocol. Oh, we got more. We got more. Heck yeah. Entropy's down. What's that blue one up there? I can't see it.
Which one?
The one above Jams. Right above it. Right there. Up one. Yeah. Was it? Oh, hey. Hello, Shelby. Yeah, you're going to play it. We're going to make you play it. We're going to sit you down. We're going to make you play it. We're going to drive out to where you are. We're going to sit you down, tape you to a chair. This reminds me of the Team 4-Star, where they would Krillin plays, and they'd make him play horror games like Slender the Arrival and stuff. And it was the character voice for that, and yeah, it was hilarious. But that's all
right. So
yeah, Callisto Protocol. Anyways, server bullcrap. Go.
Go. So no, I've been playing Rust. Like it's almost an addiction now. Like before, I hated the game. I couldn't stand it. Like I owned it for almost 6 months before I actually got on and started being halfway okay.
Load, die. Load.
Yeah, no,
die.
like there's an entire
Load,
video on
die.
YouTube that says that, like, my very bad wipe or whatever.
Yeah.
No good, very bad wipe. And like it literally is just me dying. Just boom.
Repeatedly.
I die. But
as an aside, this episode not brought to you by Rip It, but Rip It if you're paying attention. We're still open to suggestions, guys.
We take money.
We take money.
No, so I'm beginning getting excited about like playing and whatnot. I got into a good group of guys, and we are hanging out.
That sounds
doing
kinky.
whatever. And one of the things that popped up, and like I said, it stuck with me, is how some server owners, like with Rust, Minecraft, 7 Days to
Right, they're all
Die,
user moderated servers, right?
yeah,
They're
so
all
like you can
user
just go out
created.
and,
What is it, like 90% of them or something like that, or
yeah,
the
it's
user?
just crazy.
They're hosted.
But you literally just go to your hosting thing and you start your own server. You become a moderator and you're an admin and you just keep doing. I'll wear Depends.
I mean, depending on the website, that's a thing. So,
but so the there's ones that you can like donate to help with the server costs, because Geek Public Radio runs one, Geek Public Rust. You can go on there and play. It's a PvE server. It's got a lot of bots to kill, like a lot of bots. The map changed, and now just to go from your base to thing, you're going to hit like 4 or 5 things that want to kill you.
right.
Which is going to make it tough. But so I'm on a server, and I'm not going to name it until he becomes a butt to me. But part of the donation process, like you can donate to the thing and you get small little things that help out, like a sort button. So when you put stuff in your loot box, like your boxes, so you can store stuff, you can hit the sort button and it automatically sorts your box and makes it look nice and keeps all of the light stuff together. Well, that broke. Like, so there's no sort button. You were supposed to get a license plate that goes on one of your vehicles that you can buy and fly around the mountain. So a little mini helicopter.
Right. So it's like a vanity plate type thing.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Okay.
It's like 4 things for donating $5.
Now, are these server specific errors, or are they just game errors that like the game is not supporting these particular things, or do we know?
Thing. It's a server thing.
Okay.
So the now that I own, and my admin moderator is on, tell us more about Rust. Rust is a survival game that's a pain in the ass.
Yep. First person survival game. Craft, build, survive. Don't load a server. Just don't go into a server blind. You're just gonna die.
Yeah, no,
instantly. Like people just you spawn naked and then you die.
Like a build server, learn the build mechanics, then go to a PvE server, learn how to fight bots and whatnot, and then go deal with the toxicity that is a PvP
server. It's
like
gross. There's a reason I don't talk about it a lot or tell you guys about it, because it's literally not something that I like.
The funny thing is the older guys like us are like, hey, cool, I'm you put up your hand like, hey, I'm friendly, and they're like, all right, cool, hey, have fun.
Right.
Then you have little kids run up and go, I'm friendly, pull out an AK and shoot you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's okay. Like, I got stuff that'll help you. And then you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, help me out. And then and they just take you to a building, kill you.
Yeah. But so like with the server side of things, I actually implemented the same button in our server.
Yeah.
And my admin actually is the one that set it up. Like, he got in there, he did all the stuff, and he was like, I know how easy it is to fix that.
What, the sort button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, why is it like, he was like, the server owner kind of gave me a little bit of grief about asking about the sort button.
Right.
He goes, I know I just donated to help the server. I did all this stuff, which, donations like that help. And
if you're accepting money, then you're accepting the responsibility of its maintenance. Period.
Right.
It's
the thing.
That's not a hard concept.
Right. So he was sitting here, I could understand like, hey, sorry, I haven't gotten to it. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. This is another thing
even
too.
Though I can literally type in, type it, go into your P admin, open my name, check my permission, make sure I have it, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Reload, or possibly just reload that.
And this
is
another thing too. If you're the type of person
reload the name of the mod.
if you're not the type of person that's going to be on all the time to accept the moderator requests or the mod requests and be able to do that, then it kind of falls on you. Just a smart fix. The Rust actually isn't broken for the most part. It kind of functions as intended. Like there's a lot of stuff.
No, it's supposed to be a hard survival.
Yeah, it's intentionally
just
difficult.
Toxic people,
right? And then you add the people in there, it just makes it worse. Rust is honestly what Fallout 76 would have been had they not decided to moderate the PvP stuff that you can do early on. Like that's honestly what 76 would have turned out to be. Initially, they were going to have that loot all option where you could kill somebody, take all their stuff, right? Yeah. Like their guns, their weapon, everything. You were supposed to be able to do that from the very beginning of Fallout 76, and they decided to nerf that because it's extremely toxic to have that mechanic.
Like, I just spawned, and I like with Rust, you spawn with a rock and a torch.
Right, and someone will kill you and take your rock and torch.
Naked.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless you have the setting, there are twig and berries flopping and boobies flopping. Unless you change the setting. So, like, out of the box, you are naked.
Totally naked.
Which is why I have to put the censored version on whenever I stream it.
Whenever you stream it, right.
I mean, check out some of the streams. They're still archived up there.
100%, guys. We've got hundreds of videos that are still up, and some of them are hilarious. Some of them are not.
Sucking terrible at being terrible.
But yeah, the no good, very bad wipe is actually really funny. I haven't laughed at him streaming like that in a long time. So, but the easiest fix for this for me for these server issues is dedicate a specific amount of time each week, or even like once per day, where you spend an hour and you mod.
Like with these things, like he's fixing a lot of stuff, and granted, like there's a lot of things.
I'm not necessarily just talking about him. I mean, just people in general. Like, have a maintenance schedule. What do you think these big major companies do? They don't go in every day and
like
fix
I said,
stuff.
like with some of these, like things will break randomly.
I'm sure.
And they're like, we'll just go in there and type reload and the name of the skin into your web console.
Mm-hmm.
And it will reload the thing. And if that doesn't fix it for everybody, you go and make sure the permissions, like everybody's
got the enabled,
to have it, is enabled to use it. That will fix 99% of the stuff that when a thing breaks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have a maintenance schedule where you spend an hour, because people are going to message you, and you don't have the time to dedicate to be on there all the time, you got a real job, you do all these other things, and you just kind of do this as a hobby, which is fair, totally fair. People do that all the time. Right. Absolutely 100% okay. But having that hour scheduled once or twice per week where you're going to go in and go, okay, all these people message me. I'm going to go sort through this. Okay, cool. But if you post, hey, my maintenance schedule is XYZ, people aren't going to get me mad because they know going in.
That's the thing is like, if you're bringing up something that, like, hey, I donated, I really liked this feature that I got because I donated. It's broken right now. And the server admin gets crappy about it.
Yeah, that's not okay. That's what I'm saying. Like that behavior is not okay.
I haven't had a chance to get to it, and it's like literally p-admin, check my things, reload the things.
And especially if they're online, when you get online before you start playing, the first thing you should do is make sure that everything is running like it's supposed to before you go into your game.
Right.
You're hosting. That's the duties of the host. When I'm look, it's the same things if I'm hosting a party at my house. I don't go and sit down after I've gotten done. I made all the food, and then 3 of my guests are sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, dude, I didn't get a plate." Right? I don't sit there and go, "Well, I need to eat. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I need to sit down. I'm going to eat, and then I'll get you a plate." Like, no, I'm the host. Right. My duties, my responsibilities, socially speaking, my duties and responsibilities are: I'm going to get up from my seat where I just sat down, probably with my plate of food, and go, crap, guys, I'm really sorry about that. And then I'm going to go get plates, and I'm going to hand them each a plate and go, are you guys good? Do you need anything else? All right, help yourself.
Right.
And now we're done. Right. I fixed the issue instead of just sitting down and being a dick. That's what you're doing. I mean, you could put it in whatever setting you want. You're being a dick.
And my response was, because it didn't happen to me. I didn't donate to the server. I was actually getting ready to, and he kept saying, "Oh no, this is broken." And then they kept coming back. Well, I haven't had a chance to fix it. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Yeah, no, you're not getting my money. Sorry.
I'm okay. I'm literally not going to donate until one, you don't, quit copying an attitude with me for asking. I understand you have. I mean, it's a server that only has like 50 people on it.
Yeah.
So, and 90% of everybody else is like, oh, this is so fun, yada yada yada. You know, like,
Yeah, which is fair and fine, but you still have to fix the issues when they come up.
right.
But that's what I said, easy solution. Either one, fix it as it arises, which can be hectic because you might be in the middle of doing something and you don't want to stop what you're doing. So I get that. I get it. It's still your responsibility, but I get it.
Oh yeah.
2, set a maintenance schedule, because that's probably the easiest and smartest thing to do. Just say, hey, I've got a few maintenance requests.
Well, I mean,
somebody messaged you, hey, you haven't fixed this yet. I'm like, yep, I got a few maintenance requests, man. I have my maintenance schedule set for tonight between this time and this time. So I'm going to go through and make sure everybody's got all their stuff fixed. And 99% of people are going to go,
okay,
right on, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Like it's, or even just an auto response when somebody asks, like, this is broken, or they use certain keywords. Boom, there's an auto response that says, hey, maintenance schedules between this time and this time.
And that actually is called the smart chatbot.
There you go.
We have it running on our thing. So if you ask, like, where is wipe or when is wipe, it'll tell you when wipe is.
See?
Like, hey, yada yada yada. Well, hey, we'll get on that. As soon
And that's
as
what I'm saying. Like, these are all easy fixes. So for anybody to sit there and cop an attitude and be a jerk about it,
it's like, I know how it is.
You're
to
just being a
run
dick for no reason.
map. And like the map he's running is a really cool map, but he went in and changed a lot of stuff. Like, it's a purchase map, and then he went. Somebody bought it for him to run for the thing. So he spent like a month and a half removing things from the map and changing the map so it would fit better and be more whatever. Like, because it boasted that there was bunkers and stuff that you can actually build inside that are like prefabs. You can actually like 31 new places to build. He took all of that out and made them lootable places, which it adds more places to quote unquote raid. It adds more.
That's fine, but
like it was like I was excited, but apparently there are spots on the map that are broken. And my question is does it related to anything that
you took out?
That you took out,
right?
Like, you took this out, it was tied to this, and now the elevator goes down and you get ejected from the game for being in the terrain when you should have just left that connected and it would have been no problem.
You know what the biggest dick move to me is? You want to, like, out of all, you want to know what the biggest dick move is? Not going to tshirtmix.com and buying yourself a sweet pair of duds to throw on to support the greatest show that has ever existed on YouTube. I feel like that is the perfect thing for everybody to do. And for some reason, I mean, we get people that do it. We do okay on tshirtmix.com. But listen, everybody in the chat right now, you guys, I love you to death. You want to support us in a real material way and also look freaking sweet while you're doing it. Come on, man. You got to check out tshirtmix.com. All the sweet designs, the cool things that Topher and I have come up with over the years. We just kind of threw them on t-shirts and said, hell yeah, wear this. You know what? We talked about this, Jams, and so just for you, we're going to throw up one more time. Just one more time, we're going to throw up Cartoon Topher and let him take it away. Tell us about tshirtmix.com, Topher.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Need your fix for fun shirts and things? The perfect place to get geeky fun t-shirts and other merchandise, including tumblers, baseball caps, and so much more, is tshirtmix.com. Hundreds of designs you can choose from, as well as being the home of Geek Public Radio merch store. Come get our faces on your threads, or just grab one of the several funny designs that we have available. Just go to tshirtmix.com and check out all the fun. More designs are added daily. That's tshirtmix.com for all your novelty tees. Have fun, look around, and grab some awesome t-shirts.
Grab the awesome t-shirts. Do what the Topher cartoon says and grab yourself some awesome t-shirts.
Rub your sticks together.
Rub your sticks together. Make build a fire. All right, guys, we have talked about quite a bit tonight, man. We talked about Callisto Protocol, Cocaine Bear, which I'm super excited about. Talked about Dragonflight, crappy server admins, and of course, you know, thanks to our sponsors, ExpressVPN, Humble Bundle, and of course ourselves, tshirtmix.com. You guys have been excellent, man. I appreciate all the activity in the chat. I miss you guys terribly. Life has just been absolutely crazy, but thank you guys for all your support. We really do appreciate it. But again, supporting us in a different type of way, man. Make sure you like the show before you take off. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitch, share it out with your friends. Same thing on YouTube, man. Click the link, put it in your Facebook, put it on your social medias. Speaking of social medias, you can find us at all the social medias right down here. The easiest place to get a hold of us, talk to us, BS with us. Twitch.tv, YouTube, Facebook.com, all that stuff. Yep. You guys can find us there, man. So make sure you check us out, man. Shoot us a message. And if you guys have a particular topic you'd like us to discuss, absolutely drop it in the comment section. That is my favorite place to go, by the way, after our videos, is go down the comments and see what people are yelling about. It's hilarious. Makes me laugh. So yeah, you want to engage me? You want to fight me in the comments? Let's go. I got you, bro. Bring it on, bro. All right. I think that's going to do it for us over here at Geek Public Radio. Thank you guys again for stopping by. You are the best part of the show. You're the reason that we do what we do, and we could not do any of this without your support and your help. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts, and stay geeky, everybody. Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.